welcome to Frightfest.
Thank you.
What brings you to this illustrious event?
We're here for the world premiere of a feature film called The Perished. Well, I've been coming every year for the last 4 years.
As in Scotland, we would say you're a well-kent face.
That's fair, yeah. I've been coming every year for the last 4 years as a fan, and then so it's kind of a whole new experience to be here this year as one of the filmmakers.
Okay. So tell us a wee bit about the film. Without giving out any secrets away, tell us a bit about it.
I think you got this one.
Yeah, well, I play Sarah Decker. So she's a young girl growing up in Ireland, and basically she's in a relationship. She finds herself with an unplanned pregnancy. She has really religious parents, and basically they kick her out. So she needs to get away with a friend. So her and a friend go to his country home, and basically it's an old parochial house, and what ensues then is well,
it's nasty.
It's nasty. is the story.
Yeah, nothing works out from that point on.
Yeah, everything goes pretty bad from then.
It's a horror film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, the funniest thing is the only other Irish media I can think of with a parochial house is Father Ted, and this is not quite like Father Ted.
Yeah, the opposite.
Yeah. So I was going to ask you about your cast, but now what I know about your cast, we'll maybe gloss over that one. Because you might be taken up for child cruelty.
Yeah, well,
but seriously, why? Explain the casting process for the film.
Well, from the very start, I wanted Courtney to be involved with the film because we had talked a lot about, the film tackles a lot of kind of topical social issues that are happening in Ireland. And we had both been talking about that ourselves, and before I started writing the film. So kind of right from the get-go, I knew Courtney not only was an actress that I had worked with in my previous feature film, but I knew that she was passionate about this subject. So straight away I was like, no, there's no better person I can think of to play Sarah Decker. And then beyond that, we kind of went out and we cast a wide net for the other parts, and got some incredible people. I mean, Fiach Kunz plays Shane Daly, and he's been in stuff like Black 47 with Hugo Weaving, and then Conor Lambert, who plays Sarah's dad, is amazing, and he's been in so much stuff, but like Ripper Street and Game of Thrones, and it was incredible. And our creature performer, Stephen Tuberty, I must give huge credit to him because he was trapped inside in that suit.
Honestly, he took blows for
he literally did. Yeah, it was a rough shoot for him. But I think a lot of people forget to creature performers do so much. It's not just putting on a thing and pretending. Like, they have to be as much an actor as anybody else.
Yeah,
bring some life to it.
So where did you get the idea from for the film?
It originated with a core idea of, I said, okay, well, what if you were lying in bed and you had sleep paralysis and you saw something in the corner of your room coming towards you, and then this is where it got a little bit weird. Not that it would climb onto the bed and attack you or try to kill you. What if it just climbed onto the bed and just cuddled you a little bit? And I thought, actually, that's kind of creepier than it trying to attack you. But then I was like, well, what would do that? What kind of a monster would want to affect affection?
Yeah.
And so then I started writing the script. Everything started to happen around the same time, as in Ireland, all this stuff with Repeal the 8th and the abortion referendum and everything. That, as I say, I was meeting with people like Courtney and other young women and getting their views. And that was kind of, I've always been a fan of horror that's able to talk about a real world issue and then kind of subvert that, because maybe it's the sugar that makes the medicine go down. Like when you're trying to talk about something that is a bit taboo and a bit stigmatized, if you put a little bit of a supernatural veneer on it, I think people are a little bit more willing to take
digest
it
and definitely.
And your experience of working on the film, Courtney?
It was amazing. Like, it was the toughest role that I had taken on to date. I would have been primarily involved in theatre before meeting Paddy. So the transition to film I found was really interesting process, but particularly taking on this huge role, like 96 pages of script, and Sarah was on nearly every page. So it was kind of, it was a huge undertaking, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I think it was one of those things that, like, it was hard. Like, the performance was hard. You had to get to some really dark places, but we have such a good group. Like, Celtic Badger Media has such a family unit, and I'm sure everyone says that, and every film crew has that. But like, it just always felt like even no matter how dark you had to get, no matter how difficult the scene was going to be, you know, you're shouting at your co-stars, like everything, no matter how bad it was, like you could turn around and, you know, anyone would give you a hug or have a shoulder to cry on.
Crack a joke, make
Crack
a
a
cup of
joke,
tea.
yeah,
Like
jokes.
there was always, everyone was always trying to alleviate the tension on set when it was needed, but also if an actor was like, well, no, that's my process and I need it to be dark, respect that and move into another room, you know.
So how do you get yourself in a dark place then? Bring yourself back?
I suppose for me personally, I find that I just need to take like a few moments and I need to take a second before starting, and just, I think you just kind of, it's something like an anchor, like it's rooted in you. Like I think everyone has sadness and has deep sadness that they've gone through, and I think you just kind of start tapping into that and the possibilities of, you know, what you could go through, what you have gone through, and that's kind of my process anyway. Like I just take maybe 2 or 3 minutes of just silence. I'm not talking into anyone. I'm just thinking to myself, and then I'm able to kind of bring it out and just cry.
So you're here as a filmmaker rather than a fan this time, Paddy. What's the difference?
Honestly, I don't think there is one in some ways, because like, I mean, when you meet other filmmakers at the festival, we're all just friends. Like that's what I loved about the festival right from the very first year I came, was getting to meet other filmmakers and experience that they weren't. There was, and the great thing about Frightfest is there's very few barriers between meeting people that you respect and look up to. And it's funny because I'm wearing my 2017 Frightfest t-shirt today, because that was the year that changed everything for me, because that was the year I met Joe Lynch. And Joe is the guy who told me to get out there and make this second film. And so this film was born out of Frightfest, so for me to have it world premiering at Frightfest means everything to me.
Oh, that sweet brings the hairs up on the back of my neck.
It's true. You guys have cultivated what you said about the family that we have on set. It's the same at Frightfest.